Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we've got a really exciting one for you. I've actually put together a list of the top 6 Canadian small caps or penny stocks that I'm buying in the month of August. So each and every one of these companies we've talked about on the channel before in depth, and they're all in industries that I think are poised for massive growth over the next couple of years and decades. Now, before we get into the video, you guys, please take a second to smash the like button. It really does help get this content to other people like yourself who might find value, and it's 100% free to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And let me know in the comment section below what you think of these companies, if you're currently holding shares, and whether or not you agree or disagree with my bullish thesis. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right. Today we're going to be switching it up a little bit on the channel. I'm going to be revealing my top picks. These are Canadian stocks that we've talked about in depth on the channel in recent months here. I've been doing a lot of content about small cap penny stocks here in Canada, and I've started to compile a list. I tried to do a top 5. It ended up being a top 6 for you guys. So I wanted to go through each and every one of these 6 picks. I'll talk about why I'm so excited about the company specifically. All of them are in industries that I'm very bullish on a macro scale. So I'll tell you why I'm so excited about the industry itself, and then why specifically this ticker or this company within that industry. Now I've arranged them from lowest to highest share price. So you can see the lowest is actually Good Natured Products coming in at $1 Canadian exactly. The highest is Hut 8 Mining at $7.40 Canadian. These all trade on either the TSX or the Venture Exchange here in Canada, and I was actually able to throw together this watch list in my QuestTrade account. So if you're in your QuestTrade account here, just under the account tab is a watch list section. Up here you can actually create custom watch lists. So I've named this one top 6 Canadian stocks for the month of August. You can actually go in and customize which columns you see as well. So your ask price, bid price, the currency, a number of features related to option trades, earnings dates, whatever specific metrics or categories you want within your screener here. For the purposes of this video, I've kept it very simple. We're just going to look at the company name, market cap, last trade price, their 52-week low, and their yearly high. Now, if you've been looking for a platform to get involved with trading, I would highly recommend QuestTrade. This is one of the features that I really like about this platform. I'll show you a few others throughout this video. And if you actually look in the video description below, you can see an affiliate link. You'll actually get $50 commission credit if you use the link below and sign up a QuestTrade account for yourself. So I'd highly encourage you to do so. Now with that being said, let's get into our top 6 Canadian stocks for the month of August here. So Good Natured Products is first up. If we click on this one here, QuestTrade will automatically reroute us to the Good Natured page itself. Now on the right hand side here, you have a full feature interactive chart. But if you scroll down a little bit further, under the Smart Score, they actually give you a rating powered by tip ranks from 1 to 10 for this individual company. Now you'll notice GDMP is rated a 7. It's got a very strong analyst buy rating right now with a price target of $1.85 Canadian. You can see some big scores under the technical and fundamental section as well. Now this is a smaller cap penny stock, so they don't have a lot of hedge fund activity, insider activity. It's too small to actually register on the QuestTrade platform for a lot of those subsections, but I do like to jump in here and just get a general consensus of what analysts are thinking about these companies. Now in terms of what GDNP actually does, they're really involved in the sustainable, recyclable, biodegradable plastic and packaging space. Now on a macro scale, you guys, I think this is the way of the future. We've all seen articles, Netflix videos, whatever the case is, about the amount of pollution, specifically plastics in the ocean, that are starting to accumulate in our world. And we're actually starting to see governments, including the Canadian government, start to mandate the use of biodegradable plastics and packaging. Now, a couple of the things that really make GDMP stand out in this category for me myself is number one, they make all of their products out of renewable materials, and you don't have to worry about any of the harmful chemicals in these products. So they're very earth friendly, but also user friendly if you have small kids, pets, families, whatever the case is. Secondly, they really ensure that all of the products they produce perform at an equal or better level than the existing packaging products that they're replacing. And third point here I wanted to bring up is they've really focused on delivering these products at an affordable rate that's competitive with the existing products in place. So whether that's business to consumer sales or business to business, GDMP has really focused on products that are sustainable, perform on par or better compared to their petroleum counterparts, and that are affordable or economical for the end user. And I think that's what a lot of companies in this space really miss, you guys. Obviously, people want to be green, they want to be sustainable, but a lot of consumers and businesses aren't willing to sacrifice financially for those trade-offs. And that's the secret sauce behind GDMP that I think makes them such a standout in this category. Now, second up on the list is Celo Waste Solutions. So you'll see a lot of the tickers on this list are in really varying industries. So Celo is actually involved in biodiesel upgrading, again here in Canada. They've got a market cap of 716 million, so about 3.5 times the size of GDMP. However, they have a share price of $1.25, so still very affordable for entry-level investors. Now, if we click on CMC here, you can see they've had an extremely strong run. This was a company trading under 10 cents at the start of this calendar year, you guys. Now, they ran up all the way to $1.55. They have pulled back a little bit since then. I've actually been acquiring shares of Celo over the last couple weeks in my personal account. They've also got a 7 in terms of their smart score on QuestTrade, and they have a price target on this company of $1.70 Canadian. Now, in terms of the macro environment here around biodiesel, the Canadian government has actually mandated a specific percentage of all diesel sold here in Canada, currently 2%, and looking to increase that to 4 to 5%, actually comes from biodiesel inputs. Now, the problem here in Canada is we don't actually produce biodiesel on a mass scale. So what the Canadian government is actually doing is importing a lot of this biodiesel, or forcing companies to import this biodiesel. And that's where Celo Waste really has a competitive advantage, in my opinion. So what they're doing is they're setting up these biodiesel upgrading facilities, and they have a captive audience here that's mandated by the Canadian government to include a certain percentage of all their diesel sold coming from biodiesel. Now, the other thing that I'm so excited about in this specific space, the demand for this stuff is absolutely massive. So you can see in 2020, 660 million liters per year. That grew by 31% as we moved into 2021. And that's expected to grow again 26% moving into next year at nearly 1.1 billion liters per year. And right now, Celo Waste is the only company in the world that's actually doing their type of biodiesel upgrading. So they've got proprietary technology, they've got no competitors in Canada whatsoever, and they've got these government mandates that are really fueling demand for their product. Now, third on the list here, guys, is Greenlane Renewables, ticker symbol GRN on the Toronto Stock Exchange. They're currently trading at $1.57, so very comparable with CMC. However, their market cap is in line with GDMP, so they're sitting at about $216 million, so a little bit smaller than we saw with Celo Waste. These two companies on the list are the most related, in my personal opinion. So Greenlane Renewables also focused on renewable energy. However, they're really looking at biogas upgrading and renewable natural gas. So again, on a macro scale here, you guys, a lot of these companies are what we'd consider to be ESG, environmental, social governance type of companies. Greenlane Renewables is really looking at curbing the effects of global warming and greenhouse gas emissions, but they're tackling it from a little bit different angle than we saw with Celo Waste. So Celo Waste is focused on biodiesel upgrading. Greenlane Renewables is actually focused on renewable natural gas. Now, Greenlane Renewables has 125 systems sold globally. So while Celo Waste is really in their infancy and they're really proving their concept out, Greenlane Renewables already has a history and a track record around the world. They're operating in 19 different countries. They were the first product of their kind in 12 of the countries that they operate in. and they've got some of the largest projects in the entire world in terms of biogas upgrading facilities. Now, very similar to Celo Waste, you can see that Greenlane has been on a real tear since the start of the calendar year here, you guys. This company was trading under 40 cents in August of last year. Now, they ran up all the way north of $2.75 Canadian. They've pulled back quite substantially as well, and this is another one that I've been actively adding to in my personal account. And that's exactly what these little P symbols indicate here on the QuestTrade platform. So you can see I have a position in GDMP, Greenlane Renewables, the Valens Company, and Very Good Food Company, all in this personal account. And then in my public account, I hold CMC and Hut 8 Mining. So next up on the list is the Valens Company. This is my largest position in any of my stock accounts combined. They're currently trading at $2.68 Canadian, which in my opinion is a massive discount to where this company should be trading or their fair value. They've got a market cap just under $500 million, so $475 million. They as well trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol VLNS. I've put out a number of videos on the Valens Company, and I honestly don't have enough good things to say about the management team and their business operations. Now you can see Valens hit a high of $4 here back in May. They've pulled back. They were down close to $2.25. They're starting to turn that around and make a little bit of a run here. On the Smart Score, we're looking at a 7 for this company as well. They've got an average price target on here of $387. Almost all of their sections here on the Valens Company are bullish. So blogger opinion, insider activity, 609,000 shares bought by insiders within the last 3 months. News sentiment around the Valens Company, very bullish. Their technicals and fundamentals, you're seeing positive percentages for both segments as well. So it's nice to see the people at Tip Ranks really agree with me on my sentiment or bullish thesis around the Valens Company. Now, for those of you who don't know, Valens is really involved in the post-cultivation extraction space within the MJ industry. On a macro scale, you guys, I think the MJ industry is really going to give alcohol a run for its money over the next couple of decades here. This is a massive industry. It's starting to receive government support around the world as these governments are starting to realize the amount of tax potential that the MJ industry can really unlock. Canada is a leader in this space. I expect the US to follow suit within the next 18 to 24 months. And one of the reasons the Valens Company has really set themselves apart, in my personal opinion, is with their Green Roads acquisition. So they just went out and purchased the largest CBD related company in the United States based out of Florida, and this really gives them access to all of North America on a holistic scale. Now, in addition to that, the Valens Company has been releasing a number of new SKUs, new product formats. They're involved in the drink space, gummies, edibles. They also recently acquired Life Foods, which is based in Kelowna, BC, and that has a full commercial research and development facility or kitchen for edible products, along with manufacturing and distribution capabilities. So this company, I think, is set up perfectly to take advantage of the rapidly expanding MJ 2.0 space here in Canada and fast follow that in the United States as soon as federal US legalization comes into play. Now, fifth on the list here, you guys, is the Very Good Food Company. They closed out last week at $3.14. So you can see they're trading very close to that 52-week low. 52-week high on these guys was $6, so nearly twice where they closed out last week. And this is another one I've been buying aggressively. I actually doubled the number of shares that I hold in Very Good Food Company just last week. They trade under the ticker symbol VERY on the Toronto Venture. And you can see Tip Ranks actually rates them a 2 out of 10. So they have an underperform rating on Very Good Food Company. I think a lot of this has to do with the technical analysis. This company has pulled back a lot since they went public. However, there's a number of big catalysts for this company specifically that I wanted to talk about. So Very Good Food Company is really involved with plant-based proteins, very similar to Beyond Meat or Tattooed Chef. Now on a macro scale, you guys, this is an industry I think is really going to revolutionize the food space globally within the next few decades here. People are very adamant about integrating plant-based foods into their diet. There's a number of reasons for this. Obviously, traditional meat protein and farming is extremely bad for the environment. It uses a ton of water. It releases a lot of methane gas, very bad for greenhouse gas emissions. We've also seen recent studies that vegetarians and people who really focused on plant-based diets are actually living longer and having less medical problems than people who eat traditional meat-based diets. And then finally, the number of companies that are now getting involved in this space and the amount of innovation is really making a lot of these products quite compelling and quite tasty, even if you're not necessarily concerned about the dietary impacts or the impact to the planet itself. So very good food company, obviously has a lot of competition in this space, but what they really have done to differentiate themselves is a number of things here. So number one, on the research and development side, they have a number of very unique and very interesting type of products. So they have steak offerings. They just purchased a cheese division. They actually have taco stuffers, a roast type of meal replacement, and even a smoked salmon alternative. So they do have the traditional burger, hot dogs, smokies, those type of things that we see with a lot of these other companies, but they're really pushing the envelope here and they're coming out with a lot of really cool product formats. Now, in addition to that, on the retail side of things, they've actually got their own butcher shops here. So these are located on the west coast of Canada, but really cool and interesting way to engage with their audience. Their products are featured in over 150 retailers and restaurants across North America. And then the big one for me with these guys is their manufacturing and distribution. So their initial facility was located in Victoria, BC. They've now expanded to a bigger facility, their second plant in Vancouver, BC. And just recently here, they actually brought online their California processing plant. Now, the big thing about California, obviously this opens them up to the west coast of the United States, but this is strategically located on the same facility or same location as one of their distribution partners. So they've got a lot of synergies there and they can bring this stuff to market in a very efficient manner. And for those reasons, you guys, I think the Very Good Butchers has really differentiated themselves from a lot of the competitors in this space. Now, the final one on the list here, you guys, to round out the top 6 Canadian stocks for the month of August is Hut 8 Mining. So this one is just about $1 billion market cap. Share price is $7.40. I just started buying this stock last week in the public account. So you'll see I don't have a position in my personal account here. Now, they had a massive move on Friday, I think up nearly 10% a share. Their 52-week low is 81 cents. 52-week high is 16 bucks, so they're right in the midpoint there over the last year. Now, similar to Greenlane Renewables, they've got earnings coming out on August 12th, so I'm super excited to see that. And Hut 8 is really focused on Bitcoin mining here in Canada. Now, they've got a smart score of 4 out of 10, so that's a neutral rating. Bullish blogger opinion, bullish technicals and fundamentals. However, their score is being pulled down by some insider selling activity. So 13.5 million shares have been sold by insiders within the last 3 months. However, after doing my due diligence on this company, I'm extremely excited about Hut 8 Mining. Now, again, on a macro scale here, you guys, I think Bitcoin is going to see extreme price appreciation over the next decades here. And of all the different cryptocurrencies currently in circulation, I'm the most bullish on Bitcoin because of their fixed 21 million Bitcoin cap. Now, we just did a deep dive on Hut 8 last week, so if you're interested in this company, I would encourage you to take a look. Now, a couple things that differentiate Hut 8 from some of the other miners across the world. They actually have the largest reserve of self-mined Bitcoin of any company globally. So 3,800 Bitcoin that they're in possession of have actually been self-mined. They've got access to extremely plentiful and cheap power here in Alberta. So both of their mining locations or mining sites are located in Alberta, Canada, Medicine Hat and Drumheller. And in addition to this, you guys, they just installed a number of new mining units at these locations that have expanded their hash rate exponentially. So Hut 8 is expecting to be producing or mining between 22 and 24 Bitcoin per day by Q4 of this year. And if you do the math on that, that's over $1 million a day of mining potential based on current Bitcoin prices of about $50,000 Canadian per coin. So when you look at the market cap on Hut 8, they're holding about $200 million in Bitcoin in their reserve, and they're going to be able to mine about $390 to $400 million worth of Bitcoin each and every year by the time they get up to their Q4 expected run rate within the year here. So this one I'm extremely excited about, and the numbers on Hut 8 just make a lot of sense to me as an investor in this company. Now, what's so interesting about this list here, you guys, is all of these companies, with the exception of Celo Waste and Greenlane Renewables, are really in different industries, but they've all got a very similar theme. So the theme in my mind is these are all innovative small cap companies They're all based in Canada here, which is a very stable and safe environment for businesses to grow in. They're all what I would consider to be ESG type of companies. So they're really providing benefit for the planet and their end consumers. And in addition to that, they're all extremely innovative, disruptive companies in industries that are undergoing extreme growth with huge total addressable markets. So for those reasons, you guys, I think these 6 companies definitely belong in your portfolio. Now, I for sure wouldn't be putting all of my portfolio in these type of stocks. These are smaller cap, penny stock type of plays. So obviously you want to limit your exposure to this category of stocks for your portfolio overall. But these are definitely 6 of the best that I've been able to find over the last few months as I've been making my way through or reviewing a lot of these small cap penny stock type of companies here in Canada. So I would definitely encourage you to take a look. Now, we've talked about all 6 of these companies in depth on my channel within the last couple of months. So if you have interest in investing in any of these companies, I would highly encourage you to take a look at those more in-depth videos. Feel free to leave a comment in the section below if you have any questions. Let me know what you think about these 6 stocks, if you're currently holding any of them, and what you think about their growth prospects moving forward. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, make sure you do so, and feel free to smash that like button, you guys. It helps me out in a huge way, and it gets this content to other people like yourself who might find value. Now, as a reminder, if you've been looking for a platform to start trading on here in Canada specifically, QuestTrade is what I use personally. I would highly recommend it. And as mentioned earlier in the video, there's a link below in the video description to get a $50 credit towards your initial trade commission. So you actually get your first handful of trades free, and I can actually help answer any questions or concerns you have about the platform as you start to go through that initial setup and onboarding process. So that's it for today's video, you guys. Thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.